Do you want to start to make some money for your art? Are you ready to start taking commissions? Are you unsure if this is the right thing for you to do in your artistic career? Are you wondering if you're ready to take the plunge into commissions? It's important to realize and recognize that doing artwork for clients is very different from doing personal artwork for yourself. And we're going to talk about how to be prepared for this so that you can do well with this process. And it starts right now. What's up, y'all? This is the Art Mentor. My name is Sean, and thanks so much for coming back to another Art Talk where we discuss things that matter to artists. So in today's Art Talk, we're going to discuss commissions and overall just being paid to create art. And for many artists, I think that taking commissions and being a commissioned artist in general is kind of the pinnacle of what all artists kind of aspire to do. Along with this, because being a commissioned artist is such a large ambition for many artists, there are so many people that I know and I've met that actually sabotage themselves from taking this awesome professional leap in their career. So today, I'm gonna give you a real honest examination of what it's like being a commissioned artist and how you can best prepare yourself for this process so that you can be successful. So let's do this. So the first thing I wanna discuss with you is what you don't need to be and what you don't need to do. Listen, there's a lot of people that should be taking commissions, that should be actively seeking commissions and seeking clients, but they don't, and it's just for ridiculous reasons. So here we go. Here's a list of things that you do not need to do or be in order to be a commissioned artwork and start to attract clients. You don't need to be the best artist on the planet. You don't need to be at the apex of your abilities right now. You do not need to have a massive social media following. This is not required. You do not need to have unwavering confidence in yourself. You do not need to have a completely open schedule, completely unhindered by normal things like, let's say, family, friends, and a job. And lastly, you definitely do not have to be the perfect version of yourself as an artist right now. If any of this resonates with you, here's what I want to advise you. Just jump into the deep end. Just do it. Just cannonball right in there, okay? You need to start. You will create more traction and more action by starting rather than making the tragic mistake of waiting for the perfect set of circumstances. This will never happen. And this just all lends it to the mindset that if you don't start to actively try to get commissions and try and seek out clients, you will never get commissions and you will never get clients. It's just that simple. So don't hold yourself back from trying this out. The next really important part I want you to know about, and this is really essential, this is real key, I want you to really key into this, especially if you're just wanting to start taking commissions or if you're new to this process, you gotta understand this. This is a hard concept for many, and it's actually kind of a newer concept for myself. And it's this: you are not making artwork, you are making a product. And I know that doesn't sit well with a lot of people, but I just want to give you a really honest, raw examination of being a commissioned artist. I actually learned this mindset from one of the legendary concept artists in the biz, Feng Zhu. This is what he says all the time too, is that when you are creating artwork for a client, it's not about art. They're not there to ooh and ah and ooh all over your artwork. That's a byproduct of how awesome what you create is. They're not paying you just so that you can just explode with creativity all over a page or a canvas or a digital canvas. And the reason I want to advise you on this is because typically you are going to be commissioned by non-artists. Now, because of that, they don't understand our process. And that means every single little piece. They just expect you to just crap out magic, essentially. The hardest part for most commissioned artists to understand, especially if they're new or they're just getting into this, is that the artwork is just a vehicle for the client's end. It is not for your end. Your end is to make art, but it is to accomplish the end goal of the client. So definitely wrap your mind around that as you're approaching being a commissioned artist and if you think you might want to go down this road. Now, if all that sounds good to you and you do want to start to attract clients and you do want to start to get commissions, the number one thing y'all have to focus on is your portfolio. And I don't mean to have the most glorious, awesome, amazing portfolio, but the number one key thing, this is it, the only thing you need to have in there is examples of what you want people to commission you for. This is the absolute biggest rookie mistake that I see all the time. It's a huge no-no. So for example, if you want to do character artwork, all right, you need to have a portfolio that demonstrates, yes, you can do this, okay? If you have a whole bunch of furry artwork in your portfolio, they don't care. Those clients are not going to commission you. If you have a whole bunch of self-portraits, in your portfolio, guess what? You're not going to be commissioned to do landscape design. Even though you think you can do it, even though you might be capable of doing it and probably could, they just won't do it. Clients are not going to hire you because they don't see any evidence of that. So right now, if you are thinking about getting commission, what I would do if I was you, I would focus in on, and I would just super zoom in on the type of client that I want and the genre that I want to do. And I would make sure that I include examples of that artwork that are appropriate and relevant into my portfolio. And that's what we're doing with clients, is we are instilling confidence in them. If no one's ever told you that, that's the number one reason why you need to have examples, appropriate and relevant examples at the ready for clients to choose from so that they'll want to commission you. Now, the next important point I want to make is that, and this is a hard one, especially for people that are newer to taking commissions, is that you need to surrender your control, meaning that you are not exactly in the driver's seat anymore because you are taking directions from a client or you're taking directions from a publisher or whatever, whomever it is. Okay, so you're not in charge of calling the shots. So the big difference here in being a commission artist versus just doing artwork for yourself or a hobby for just a passion or joy is that you get to be in charge of your own personal artwork in terms of any aesthetic changes. When you're working for a client, it's your obligation to check with them on any aesthetic changes that you want to make. So like, for example, if I'm doing character artwork and I think, oh, well, I don't like them with brown hair, I like them with red hair better because it just looks a lot better. You have to check with your client to make sure that they're okay with that because that may be a very important and specific detail about that character or that vehicle design or that environment design or that 3D model. It might be super important. So you are obligated to check with them as well. Now, look, this can definitely be daunting or it can be exciting, and that all depends on your mindset when you approach this, okay? I'm very much gonna encourage you, if you wanna be a commission artist, you have to embrace change and you have to embrace the challenge of it, okay? Because sometimes what clients want you to do is not what you wanna do, but if you go through it and you actually pull it off, you're gonna impress yourself and you're gonna impress your client, and that's gonna drive you to get more clients. So now that you're ready to start taking commissions, what should you do? Number one is that you need to establish very clear procedures for yourself. What this does is it effectively sets up your standards and your fair expectations, both of yourself and of your client. The most important of these being things like you want to know what is your payment, what is your structure, what is your timeline. Things of this nature are super important for you to know and be very, very crystal clear on. Set your preference for how often you're going to communicate. How often is it going to be? Every few days? Is it going to be every day? Is it going to be once a week? Is it going to be once every couple of weeks? Do you have specific deadlines that you check in? These are all things that you have to consider and think about. Now, what this does for you by having clear expectations is it just makes everybody's life easy. They know what to expect. They feel secure. Again, you're instilling confidence into your client that you are professional and that you are going to create a bang of product for them that they're going to be super proud of. So for example, I know in this instance for me that if somebody commissions me, I'm not going to get around to them in a week, their artwork that they've requested. It's going to be 3 or 4 weeks just because of my timeline. And if you are unsure as to how long you think a project is going to take you, then my recommendation for you would simply be to give a longer timeline than you think is going to be, and then surprise your client. It's always good for you to overestimate and satisfy your client by getting it done sooner rather than just shortchange them and have it take longer. Now, this is a really nice segue into communication strategies because as a commission artist, you need to start to develop your professional norms for how you're going to communicate with your client. Remember, y'all, you're obligated to them and to keep open and strong communication with them because they're paying you for a product. And therefore, it's your duty as an artist, as a commission artist, in order to communicate with them and let them know where you are, what you're doing, and to show them proof that yes, their investment is sound in you. The most important thing to do with this too is to set reasonable standards, okay? I typically tell my clients I check in them once a week, unless I have something extraordinary that happens, if I get a lot done, or if I need their feedback on something. Once a week, I think is a fair amount of time, okay? I say this because there are some ridiculous clients out there. Like one time I saw a job posting where somebody wanted to, and they demanded the artist to be live streaming the process the entire time. Y'all, I cannot imagine how much of a nightmare that would be. Wouldn't even think about applying for that. It's just stupid. Along with this too, you need to make sure that you really listen, okay? Because you need to ask for things like clarification, details, references, What we're doing as commissioned artists is we're bridging the gap between their expectations and your expectations. I cannot stress the importance of really great, open, and honest communication with your client. It's gonna make a world of difference and inspire a lot of confidence in you. Next up, what I would definitely recommend that you do as a commissioned artist is to lead your client. What I mean by this is to understand your roles, what this comes from, okay? You are the artist. That means that you are the visionary and you are the implementer of a concept. Versus the client, they bring you the concept, okay? So with that, you need to follow instruction, but I would also recommend some improv. The best example I could think of this is kind of like they're the director and you're the actor. And yeah, you got to follow a script on what to do. What you definitely want to do is be communicative of better ideas. And this happens with me all the time. My clients bring me an idea, and a lot of times I'll have a better idea, or I'll show them and I'll tell them, hey, I don't think this is looking too well. So if you have a better idea, lead your client down a better path rather than you having to suffer through creating crap art that doesn't look as good, that's not gonna look good in your portfolio, and your client just getting some lackluster version of what could be. So again, if you're going to have a really great inspired idea, then you should definitely show them examples of it. This again is much better than saying, hey, I think this character looks better with red hair instead of brown hair. Show them examples of it so that they can compare, and more than likely you're gonna get them on your side. This has been my experience for years. Overall, be creative, be innovative, but kind of stick within an umbrella. You wanna think about this. Think of an umbrella, and you need to, your client brings you a concept, stick within that umbrella, but then, you've got room for creativity. I don't want you to think that working with clients is a stiff experience. It's absolutely not, so long as that you are the one who's leading the client. Now, a really important thing that you need to consider when you're going to start getting commissions is that you need to implement some safeties in place. I'm just gonna be real down and honest with you here. Some clients are so pleasurable to work with, it's almost like you're being paid by your best friend to create artwork that you love. They take all your suggestions and they love them all. Some clients suck, just to be brutal and honest. Some of them are a little bit more arduous to work with. So what you need to do is you need to safeguard yourself by implementing specific strategies so that this is not going to be a terror for you, or if it's difficult, you're going to be compensated more for it. This is a really big noob error that I see done by newer artists to commissions, is that they will be way too over accommodating and they'll just want to do everything in the world to please the client. And while that is noble, it's also kind of dumb because you're shortchanging yourself and you're not going to show up the best that you can in your artwork because you are trying to do too much for them. And when you don't enjoy your process, trust me, I've been there too, then it is not going to be a pleasurable experience for either of you at the end. So overall, with this, you definitely want to be firm on specifics like your payment, your pay structure, how many revisions do you allow without extra pay, and the quality and direction. Also too, here's one thing that you should definitely think about. If a client asks something of you, especially in the middle of a project, to do something that you're uncomfortable with, don't do it. You're not obligated to do that. I'd personally rather not take a job or give a client's money back if it's something that I don't want to do. I've definitely had interested clients that have wanted me to do specific things that I was not comfortable with. So I absolutely did not do that. So be communicative up front, and that will also help you make sure that you don't get into any weird or awkward situations or just displeasurable situations as well. So now that you know what being a commissioned artist is all about, I want to encourage y'all, take that plunge. Don't wait for the right circumstance, just do it. Just take my advice that I've given you, prepare that portfolio, prepare your practices too, and prepare yourself mentally so that you are going to do an awesome job and you're going to build a name for yourself. So if you want to learn more about how to attract clients, get commissions, and things that you shouldn't do to try and get commissions, definitely check out my previous art talks on these topics. So I'll link all those videos down below in my description. Definitely check those out. I think they'll help you a lot too. Hey, do you have a topic that you want me to cover in a future art talk? Definitely let me know down below in the comments. And if you have any burning questions, ask them down there too. So thanks so much for watching this, y'all. It's been the Art Mentor. See you next time.